I'm moving up. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm moving onward and upward, yeah. Stepping out of the world I know. 'Cause I'm weary.
Good climbing, Jana. Keep going. Here comes Dave. A bit of pain today. Nice climbing, Dave. What day is it, Eric?
Happy day.
Happy day. What day is it, Dave?
Sunday!
Sunday!
Bloody Sunday.
Sunday run. And this is Thoughts on the Run. Day 562. You can run every day. And I'm running with my Mikeys here. Say hello, Eric. Who are you?
Hello, everybody.
That's Eric.
And happy to be out on Sunday, but not bloody Sunday.
And here's Dave in his blood red top.
Good morning. So I'm feeling.
Feeling sweet.
Like a lemon in the springtime.
So, man, Thoughts on the Run this morning. I would like to look back at lockdown and say it was the catalyst for me to get my A into G, to move from the live world to the digital world of business education. I want to be the catalyst of a digital online education business. And I'd like to say it came from the time of Corona lockdown, being forced to be at home. That's what's sitting with me this morning. Is it on?
It's on and really.
So yeah, Justin, I've had a interesting set of problems to deal with during lockdown. One of them is trying to run a business where, as leaders, you're not allowed to talk about the fact that things are out of control. And they are. And they're completely out of control. There's like, leadership is about understanding the situation, owning it, and taking control of it. And I've learned that there's actually, dealing through a crisis is very different than dealing through a situation that's, just a little bit of economic factors and these factors. This has been very different. And I realized I don't have the skills for it. So, yeah, learning that. Also learning, so next time a crisis comes, I think I'll be a lot more robust. Important piece is also watching how people respond and seeing how people cope. And it's been very stressful. So having to temper my own emotions, my team's emotions. Yeah, I've learned a lot about my leadership style, and I've had to change.
You have to give it to me on that pill.
Yeah, I actually hadn't done a whole bunch of shit.
Yes, yeah. So it's interesting looking forward. It's probably crystallized by looking back. And for me, this lockdown has come in the perfect storm. So health went south, battling cancer, opened your eyes. Came at lockdown, so
And who's on?
yeah, opened everybody's eyes, including mine.
There we go.
Bit of a lonely journey when you're in lockdown. And then on the business front, things slow down. Gives you some time to reflect on that. And then relationships have turned south in lockdown. And you put all three together, it's a perfect storm. But the cool part about it is, I don't think I'd be able to have the clarity of thought if it wasn't lockdown. Because for lockdown, it's enabled me to sit for sometimes 40 days by myself and just think every night. And that's quite cool. So coming out of it now, I'm actually working on some nice projects with some good people, Justin, and I'm actually quite positive that we've built something that can really explode. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't be forced to do that if we weren't put under the pump. And for me, I don't know if this is, time will tell, but I reckon this could be the biggest blessing that's ever happened to me, because it's got me doing things that I normally wouldn't do, because my back's to the wall now. And that's a privilege when your back's to the wall.
Tell us about lobsters, though.
Lobsters are incredible crustaceans, and the only way they grow, it's like a difficult thing for them. So their shell's a little bit bigger than the internal body, and when it needs to shed its shell, it has to go and find a rock, because it doesn't want to get eaten. It wants to basically get into a position where it can shed its shell, grow the new one, and then it can come out from that. So the rock lobster has a time when it goes in, finds a safe space. It's very uncomfortable, because now it's at the point where it's bursting, and that shell is just confining it, constraining it. If everything's been pushed together, it has to shed that shell, crack it open, and just let it go. Then it grows another one, and then expands and fills into that. And that feels like a little bit like lockdown. It's uncomfortable. There's difficult issues. It's like, I think
vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yeah. And there's a vulnerable space in between growing the new shell and letting go of the old one. So yeah, and I like to think of lockdown as moving to something, and the process of not being stuck where I am. So yeah,
So be like a lobster.
be like a lobster, shed your shell.
Beautiful thoughts. Thank you, Dave.